Hi, my name is Gracie. I work at NSRCell. I mostly look into the revenue stage incubation programs, specifically in the sectors of the emerging ones like AI, deep tech, if you can take healthcare, and in terms of platform businesses and the consumer tech, which are actually emerging right now in India. I mostly look into I mostly look into the founders and like how the portfolio should look like and what kind of startups we should incubate. Those are my key KPIs, maybe, if I have to say. We help them in the business model side of things, mostly in the GTM, fundraising, and if you can say what should be the pricing, how exactly they can go from X to Y, throughout the incubation program. In that time period of 1 year of incubation, mostly 6 to 9 months, that's how we engage with them. So far at NSRCell, I have maybe interacted with 100 plus founders so far. It's every day it's a new challenge, new conversation that we get to know, and new learnings as well, in a way, what the founders are facing, what kind of challenges are they facing on the grounds, and what's the new thing that we should help them out with in the business side of things. Maybe that's like B2B product marketing. Maybe that should be something on the lens to how the storytelling should be there for a enterprise company. If someone is in the B2B businesses, because B2C is really there out, but the storytelling, the sell strategy for a B2B is something that we are also focusing on. Deep techs and the solutions that the corporates are also needing from the startups, like how we can actually, bring all the ecosystem together. We'll shrink the ecosystem. That's the whole goal is towards the end of the day. Yeah. First one is post globalization and all those things coming into place, we have got enough opportunities to figure out the gaps that the Indians have, or the Indian consumers have with the global consumers, in a way. That is one bit. So when you identify the opportunities, you actually build for the billions rather than just sticking yourself to the only a limited market. That is one bit. So we are always building solutions which can be helpful at the end of the day to the global markets. We build at home and sell it to the US or sell it to the other expanded markets, right? That is one bit. So identify the gaps is one bit. Post when the policies have globalization has come into place, a lot of liberalization policies and many industries, and when we call other market players and incumbents to our India for their R&D, to set their R&D, we also generate, in a way, employment. Obviously it compounds in a way, right? Education has been compounded. So in a way, everything is affected. You upskill people. You in a way give them opportunities to go outside wall and then experience and then bring those solutions come up and then create something from the own, from the research and development team. So that is one bit. Along with that, there is a lot of going on around horizontals and verticals, right? So the major players are in the horizontals. They have already built the solution, but there are a lot of gaps or touch points which are there, which has been identified by the startup founders. So they come into picture only to specifically only solve for customer support, or only to solve for giving the feedbacks after the experience has been done, or something on those lines, right? Or only to solve for procurement, or only to solve for maybe content, all those lens. So everyone is solving for one niche areas. So people have figured out their niche, and then their startups are there in the booming. So I guess that is one bit, people are, that is one bit, I guess giving them enough opportunities to maybe identify those gaps is what I guess India has figured out in this whole, maybe in 10 to 15 years, maybe that's one bit. And consumptions have been changed throughout the years. People have, it was, if you notice, every 5 to 10 years, a new innovation was coming into place, but right now it's every 2 years you are seeking a new innovation. So that cycle has been changing. So every 2 years you see a new consumption pattern, a new set of audience in place to cater to. So that brings a lot of new opportunities to also build startups.
Right.
Yeah. that is one bit, I guess.
I think your point is India has a lot of opportunities. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If I had to pick top 5 maybe, like that are the you should focus on or miss. Basically, one is healthcare for sure. One is deep tech, which is not a technology, but it's a technology, but it cuts across the sectors in biotech or in something in manufacturing, in industry 4.0, all those lens. Then consumer tech for sure, because how the people are there are consumer tech for sure, yes. Those are the bits and pieces of touch points are there that a customer needs, and since the consumption pattern has been evolved to personalization right now, so consumer tech for sure, yes. I guess in deep tech AI is also there, Gen AI on all those lens, but also like AI as a language models, it's there, but AI as a Gen AI needs to be looked upon, which is even I am also looking into how Gen AI will evolve, in terms of video or in terms of media. Those are the lens, because a lot of opportunities are there in storytelling. For sure. Fifth mode of transport, maybe drones. That is one bit, robotics and drones for sure. Yeah, that comes under deep tech in a way, but that's one bit. Yeah, sure. That's all.
How about fintech?
Fintech, yes. A lot of grey area regulations are there, but fintech has a lot of opportunities. If I have to say, tokenization is coming into place, and then how we can evolve in Web3. That is one bit we should look upon for sure, because equity markets and all those, they have already lending and serving to the underserved. Those are already in place for sure. But how we can capture more of tier 2, tier 3 markets, they are obviously, the solutions are there already. But in a way, how we can capture the newest markets, remember how MasterCards come into place, how credit cards come into place. Well, we were just credit card was actually an innovation for us. So similarly, maybe Web3 would be an innovation for us as well. Something on those tokenization, Web3, alternate. That would be the lens also in fintech. My net worth is not I can invest in some startups or as a VC or something, or angel invest. But if I have to, yes, I do invest in SIPs, mutual funds, and which we have, and also equity stocks. That is one bit. Gold ETFs in a way. Yeah, those are the lens as per my capacity. Yeah. But I do research and invest in few of the startups that I bet. The way I am saying which are all the emerging sectors, the similar lens I see, if something on the healthcare sector, if something is booming, or in the pharmaceuticals, if something is booming, I do invest in those equity stocks. So I do my research and then I just invest. And also, just to answer in the previous lens, fintech will actually be booming, because fintech literacy is also something that this Indian audience and all the markets actually need. The fintech education or something about how to judiciously actually capitalize all the money that you have in account, how to plan your future. All those lens people need to be educated on. So fintech will actually boom in terms of education for sure, but in terms of how the next big thing should be there, where all extra new things we can do, how debt can be done, how we can actually maybe invest in bonds. Those are the lens also something.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah.